Everybody, if you're trying to get back to running after time off and after having a running related injury, and you're not really sure how to build back your return to run program, you're not really sure where to start, make sure you watch this video and I'll show you exactly how to do that. My name is Dr. Michael. I'm a physical therapist here in Evanston, Illinois at Valiant Physical Therapy, where we specialize in working with runners. And oftentimes when we're talking to runners about getting back to running, a very common thing that runners will do is they'll try to get back to running and they think, okay, people are used to thinking in terms of mileage. So they think, okay, what's the lowest number of miles that I could attempt to get back to running and to try to test it? And people usually come to this number 1 mile, or maybe they think about doing a half mile. And they say, let me just start a little bit and I'll go further over time. But they're thinking in terms of mileage. And what I want to do right away is start to change how we're thinking about it, because how much running is 1 mile? How much time are you running when you run 1 mile? Let's say an average runner who runs somewhere between 9 and 10 minute mile. Let's say they're getting back to running, so they're going to go a little bit slower than they normally do. So let's say you're getting back to running, you want to test run 1 mile. What that actually means is you're going to be trying to run for 10 minutes. Okay, if you're running at a 10-minute per mile pace. So we think in terms of mileage, okay, but what it actually translates to from what the body feels is 10 minutes of running, okay? So 10 minutes of running is very often too long for somebody coming out of a running related injury, okay? Their body is deconditioned. The injury hasn't really had enough repetitions to acclimate to returning to running. Running for 10 minutes is often too long of a continuous stretch of time for the injured area. So here at Valiant, and really in a lot of different ways, whenever someone is building a return to run program, it's very helpful to switch the frame from thinking about mileage to thinking about duration. Okay, in red here is going to be run time. In blue here is going to be walk time. And then black is just going to be calculation time and stuff like that, just like little things like that. Okay, so it's really helpful. One of the things that we like to do is create the run walk program in blocks of 5 minutes. It just makes it a lot easier to manage, and it's kind of easy to see on your watch at the same time. It's kind of, the numbers get less tricky. So the first level that we'll start runners on is 1 minute of running, 4 minutes of walking, okay, which then will equal 5 minutes. Okay, that's a 5-minute block, okay? And essentially what we can do is we can repeat that 6 times by 6, and we get 30 minutes of time on feet, okay, between running and walking, okay? And then what we can do from here is we can start to play around with the ratio of how much time you're spending running and how much time you're spending walking. And it's really easy to just move over 1 minute from here and pull it over to the run time. So we're going to go now 2 minutes of running, 3 minutes of walking. Okay, we still have that 5-minute block. And then the next level would be 3 minutes of running, 2 minutes of walking. And then another common level we get to is 4 minutes of running and then 1 minute of walking. Okay, so we kept the 5 minutes and we're still doing this 6 times. So the total time on feet remains 30 minutes, but we're playing around with this ratio of how much running is being done versus how much walking is being done. And again, this is focused on minutes. This is not focused on miles. This is focused on minutes. So not everybody needs to start here. I just started a lady today on this one, and we're going to progress her over time. Some people I even start all the way down here at 4-1. There's other options below here, but we're not going to get into the details of that right now. That's kind of patient specific. But this is a very simple structure to follow. You basically figure out, okay, how much can my body handle right now? Maybe it is actually just 1 minute, okay, of running. You run for 1 minute, you walk for 4. You repeat, 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 repeat. Once you feel like you're ready to progress, you go to 2 minutes of running, 3 minutes of walking, repeat, repeat, repeat. You progress to 3, then you progress to 4. Okay, so again, we're thinking about this in terms of minutes, not mileage. So the first level, the easiest level from a run walk standpoint is 1 minute of running, okay? Not 10, okay? 1 mile, sure, one, easy number 1, but if we convert it to minutes, we want to start with 1 minute of running, not 1 mile. 1 mile really means about 10 minutes of running continuously, maybe even longer, and that could just be too much, okay? 1 minute might be what you need. And then you progress from 1 to 2 to 3 to 4. Okay, you can kind of keep this 5-minute block and change the ratio, and then you uniquely will get to a place where this point right here, this 2 minutes of running, 3 minutes of walking, the ratio is such that you're still doing more walking than running, but then you kind of make a flip here when you go to 3-2, where you do more running than walking. So now you're still spending that 30 minutes time on feet, but you're spending more time of it running than walking, okay? Again, all of this compared to running 10 minutes continuously because it was 1 mile. So if you're thinking about planning your return to run program after an injury, don't think about distance. Don't think about it in terms of mileage. Think about it in terms of minutes, and you might need to start with as little as 1 minute and kind of progress down and basically gradually acclimate yourself to more and more running for longer stretches of time. Don't just start with 1 mile, 10 minutes, kind of go through a little bit of a run walk. If you found this video helpful, give it a like. If you have questions about this, drop it in the comments. And then if you would like some personalized help getting back to running after running related injury, go to our website, valiantphysicaltherapy.com, and schedule a free call with us to onboard. Thanks so much for watching.